Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, my dear students. How are you all? Everything okay? Here is Pakistan School Salala, grade 4, subject General Science. Now, my dear students, here is Unit 7, Magnets and Magnetism. My dear students, here is the learning outcome for you. So you will be able to define a magnet and an electromagnet. So my dear students, what is a magnet? So an object that can attract the iron is called a magnet. So there are two types of magnet, that is natural magnet and artificial magnets. So second outcome for you, my dear students, it is the electromagnet. So what is electromagnet, my dear students? And there is also the activity for you to make an electromagnet. So what is an electromagnet? An electromagnet is made by a coil of wire wound around an iron nail or an iron rod. So when an electric current is passed through the coil, the iron rod or iron nail become an electromagnet. So my dear students, here is the two outcoming for you. So what is magnet and second is electromagnets. So my dear students, here is electromagnet. So what is an electromagnet, my dear students? Yes, think. Yes, an electromagnet is made by a coil of wires wound around an iron rod. So this is called electromagnet. So how the electromagnet is made, my dear students? Take a wire and wound this wire around an iron rod. It will make an electromagnet. So my dear students, when an electric current is passed through the coil, the iron rod becomes a magnet. And you can see here the use of electromagnet. How the electromagnet can be used in our daily life. So electromagnet has an important role in our daily life. So what is an electromagnet, my dear students? An electromagnet is made by a coil of wire wound around an iron rod. So when an electric current is passed through the coil, the iron rod become a magnet, and we can use this electromagnet in our daily life. So my dear students, here is an activity for you of electromagnet. So my dear students, how can you make an electromagnet at home? So my dear students, what is an electromagnet? First of all, an electromagnet is made by a coil of wire. You can see here the green wire. So wound around an iron rod. So iron rod, here is the nail. My dear student, you can use a nail as a iron rod. So as an iron rod, use the iron nail. So my dear students, an electromagnet is made by a coil of wire wound around an iron rod, or you can say the iron nail. So when an electric current is passed through the coil, so you can use this electric current as the battery. So here we use the battery for the electric current. So my dear student, use a battery, connect the wire with the positive end and coil around the nail, and the next end of this coil attached to the negative end of the battery. So my dear students, when you connect these both ends of the wire to the battery, the iron nail become an electromagnet. So my dear students, what is an electromagnet? An electromagnet is made by a coil of wire wound around an iron rod or iron nail, as you can see in this picture. So, my dear students, when an electric current is passed through the iron nail become a magnet. So, my dear students, there is two poles of iron nail magnet. One is the north pole and second is the south pole. So, when the current is passed through the coil around the iron nail become a magnet having the two poles. So, one is the north pole and second is the south pole. So, in this way, you can perform this activity at home as well. So, this is an good example of electromagnet. So, my dear students, what is an electromagnet? An electromagnet is made by a coil of wire wound around an iron rod. When an electric current is passed through the coil, the iron nail become a magnet. So, my dear students, you can see here the force of a magnet. So, what is the force of a magnet? The force which hold object to a magnet is called a magnetic force. So, my dear student, you can see here how the magnetic force or magnetic lines come out from the magnet. So, here is two pole, my dear students. One is the red, you can see here. This is called north pole, and other end is blue in shape, a blue in color. So, my dear students, the blue color is the south pole of the magnet, and the red color is the north pole of a magnet. So, my dear students, what will happen? The lines of forces of a magnet come out from the north pole, move like this way, and enter into the south pole. You can see here how the force of a magnet work. How the force of attraction or the lines of force of magnet produced from the north pole move outside and enter into the south pole of a magnet. So, the force of a magnet is the force which holds the object to a magnet is called a magnetic force. So, you can see here, my dear students, how the magnetic force come out from the north pole and enter into the south pole. So, you can see easily the north pole and south poles magnetic forces. My dear students, the force of a magnet. You can see here one demonstration of the force of a magnet. So, my dear students, you can pack the steel pins and paper clip with the magnetic force. So, we use this magnetic force to pick up the steel pins and paper clip as well. So, my dear students, you can see here the force of a magnet, how the magnetic property pick the steel pins and paper clips. My dear students, the force of a magnet. So, magnetic force can act through the non-magnetic material as well, such as the thin cord. So, my dear students, how the force of a magnet come out from the north pole and pass through the non-magnetic material such as a thin cord and then enter into the south pole. So, my dear student, you can see here the force of a magnet come out from the north pole and move into the south pole. So, my dear student, here's a question answers of page 64. The first question E part, what is a magnet? So, my dear students, think Think about the answer. What is a magnet? Yes, think. Here is the answer, my dear students. So, what is a magnet? Answer is, a magnet is a material that can attract the metals. That is called a magnet. Yes, my dear students. The next question, B part, page 64. What is a magnetite? So think, my dear students. Think the answer. What is a magnetite? Yes. So, my dear student, here is the answer. What is a magnetite? The answer is a natural magnet, look like a dark colored rock. It is called a lodestone or magnetites. So, what is a magnetite, my dear students? A natural magnet look like a dark colored rock. It is called a lodestone or magnetite. My dear students, here is the question C on page 64. So, what is the question C? Which magnet are the most powerful? So, which magnet are the most powerful? Think, my dear students, think the answer about the magnet which is most powerful. Yes. So, my dear student, here is the answer. The most powerful magnet are the alnico. So, my dear student, which magnet are the most powerful? The answer is the alnico magnet are the most powerful.